creature of the night, not the most pleasant of sight. Fellow, gaze into the darkness. I will be there representing blood's kiss. Creature of the night, don't mean to bring you fright. I'm a creature of the night, not the most pleasant of sight. If alone, gaze into the darkness, I will be there representing blood's kiss. Hello, everybody. Creatures of the night out there. We are at another week here. And just before I continue much more, I just want to test the thing. Playback. See what it looks like. Looking pretty sexy. I like that. Watching the countdown again. Just doing a sound check on here. Oh, Kira's already in chat. Hi. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Make sure to say hi to her while she's
creatures of the night out there. Oh, we sound good. That's good. Okay. Keep that up as long as possible. Okay. All right. So, how's everyone doing? What I was about to say was that we noticed that this week's Creatures of the Night Live also is a podcast, but it's 1818, meaning August 18th, and this vlog number is 18. Since we've come over to YouTube from the old days of being on Facebook. So, thought that was kind of cool, unique in its own way. Joined here, of course, is Sasha, and then myself, yours truly. Zach is still on the road, and he will be, as expected, through October. And then he'll be back at the Emo Mansion to join us. Now, if he'll come on through Discord and join us remotely, I don't know. He's kind of grinding out there for work, so he may or may not appear, or he'll only be in chat. Don't know. Never know with him. And the other Society of Alternate Dimwit members did tag them in this, but it's
always a hit or miss.
It's always hit and miss. Yeah, Vesper might show up. Jim might be, but he's across the world in the Netherlands, so who knows? But yeah, so I hope everyone's doing okay. Kira says, my CC service on my phone is helping me be able to interact. Someone is asleep, so I'm muting my phone. Okay. Well, welcome anyway. You show up, so that's good. All right, so we're going to be heading into spook season, of course. Gothmas is one of the more celebrated things around here we do, and we are under 2 months away from the beginning of that on October 1st, so that will be exciting. So it'll be a couple, of course, no doubt, a few Halloween decor visits and restocks on inventory before October 1st. We have quite a bit as is, and we're Halloween 24/7 anyway around here. It's just for those like 3 months from October through the end of December where we are Halloween like times 2.
And he hasn't even seen my decorations that are still in a tote in the garage.
Yeah, there's that too. So, I guess starting out, if there's anything you wanted to discuss or mention or anything that's happened over the past week with you, Sasha, go ahead.
I think we had a pretty chill week.
Uneventful overall.
Hi, Lupita. She just
Yes, I
jumped
see
in.
that. Hello, creatures.
Yeah. I think the most excitement I really had this week was Monday we went... No, was it... It was Sunday we went to go see Oppenheimer, right?
We saw what?
Oppenheimer.
Oh yes, the movie. Yes. On Sunday, we did a double feature last weekend, which I guess we could do movie reviews if you want. We saw Talk to Me, which actually wasn't that bad. Because horror movies, of course, especially if they have to do with supernatural, I'm particular about, and it wasn't that bad actually. It was one that it's like okay, this one was because usually horror movies, especially, get really just out there, and then they don't know how to end, and it's just ruined. Oppenheimer, a very long movie. It even beat the length of Titanic, but it was overall it's fairly good. I think.
No, Titanic won by 14 minutes.
Oh, I thought we looked it up and.
Yeah. Titanic was 3 hours and 14 minutes, and Oppenheimer was just 3 hours.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Let me look it up and fact check that, because I think Oppenheimer was quite a bit long. But Titanic goes by faster for some reason. It just seems like it's a quicker movie. This one has Oppenheimer has a lot of back and forth stuff too, just like old Rose to young Rose, James Cameron. But let's see. Let me see here. Oppenheimer runtime in minutes. Yes, that would help. 3 hours and 9 minutes. All right. So let me see. Titanic. They give it. Of course, it's kind of funny. They give it into 195 minutes, which 3 hours and 25 minutes. That's what I thought. Titanic beat Oppenheimer. That's what I thought. But Titanic goes by faster than Oppenheimer, to me. That's what it seems like. So, that's what I thought we discussed, but you must have got it flipped around. But
no,
yeah, Titanic is...
When you just said it on the stream, you said Oppenheimer was longer than Titanic. That's what I
thought it was 3 hours and 9 minutes for Oppenheimer, and it's 3 hours and... 25 for Titanic. I don't know. Either way,
Titanic's longer. That's
what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at. Titanic is longer, but it goes by faster. But I think it's a bit more action packed overall. But that's my movie review. So I don't know. Anyway, not steal your thunder there, but continue. What were your thoughts on those?
I wasn't even going for the thoughts on the movies. I was talking about afterwards. The movies were good. Talk to Me. I've already heard from one friend that I've made that they're already planning a second one. I don't feel like it needs a sequel, but hey, more power to them as long as they manage to switch it up a bit. Because if it's the same movie we just watched, just with different characters, it's going to be kind of boring. Oppenheimer was good. I agree. It was a pretty long movie, and the whole debate about which one was longer started because I said something in the car about I think that was the longest movie I've ever sat for, and then he mentioned Titanic.
Titanic was a little bit longer.
Since that was the first one him and I went and saw it together. It was this year. But Oppenheimer, again, it was good. It was, I don't know how historically accurate. That would be more of a, he would know versus...
Yeah, I'd have to nerd out and geek out and see the actual, because I'm familiar with the actual historical figure. Just didn't nerd out enough to really follow that history as much as I did like Titanic per se. Yeah. But I think it's the reason it seemed like it was longer was just because it just kind of was slow parts, and then it would kind of go, and that's why I think there's that confusion where it seemed like it was longer than Titanic, but actually Titanic was the other way around.
And it's not necessarily clear at the beginning that it's time jumping.
Yeah.
So there was one point where it was talked about his wife and 2 kids, and then the next thing you know, he was single. So it was like, okay.
Yeah.
It took a minute for that to kind of
bit of back and forth. It wasn't quite as obvious, I don't think, at first as like Titanic was, where it's clearly an elderly woman. It was, they brought her in, and it goes to modern day, that kind of thing. But I love your hat, says Kira. Oh, thank you. Yes. Well, it's very true. Allergic to you. It's kind of it reminds me of my turtle shirt. One of my reptile shirts I have where I love turtles. You, not so much, I think is what it is. I think it's on this pile beneath me somewhere. But yeah, I wore that in the last reptile show.
Yep.
But Anyway, so that was what we did last week. Otherwise, in between then and now, it was a little bit more uneventful. Just another standard average stay-at-home week. I mean, it's a work from home for me, as I normally do, and not yet to return to work yet to her. But she's on the eve of it, though. Her foot's healing nicely. Her leave is at the tail end here, where she should be approved to go back.
At least part-time.
At the end of this month or September?
End of this month.
Okay. Then hopefully full-time October.
Around October.
So there's that. So hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So all this sitting around during the day is probably, I don't know how she's handling it, but.
I'm not going to lie, I'm going a little stir crazy. I love the mansion, don't get me wrong. But I need something to do. And I had been doing the, Lupita, give me a second. I'd been watching Paranormal Endeavors, and I'm finally all caught up on that. So I switched over to finishing The Witcher. Then I switched over to Charm, and then switched from Charm over to...
Witcher.
Yeah, Charm to Witcher. I have not gone back to Charm. I'm currently watching Bridgerton again, because I thought there was season 3, but it's not out just yet. So... besides that, just trying to get the new update for Phasmo that just came out yesterday. I was trying to get any of the updated stats off of my Phasmo wiki, and they haven't updated anything yet, so tonight's gaming should be a little bit on the interesting side for that.
Yep.
Lupita asked about my ghostly peeping Tom. Okay, so for those of you who are not on my Facebook, I was soaking on, I think it was Monday. I'd have to double check date, but I think it was Monday. And while I'm in the tub soaking, we have a curtain that's on this window in like where I'd be looking towards, and it kind of just fluffed itself out. I spent a good 10 minutes trying to reenact it to see if it's something I did that caused it, even though I knew I wasn't moving at the time. I couldn't reenact it. So I just had to politely tell whatever spirits that were in the bathroom with me to please respectfully leave while I'm soaking in the tub. This is my space, my time, and I don't want to have to spend 10 minutes trying to debunk something that I know I didn't do. So I didn't have any more issues in the bathroom, but when I got out of the bathroom, Eric had been down here working on something. He had been doing his workout and then doing something else, and so I had gone into my room upstairs and came out to go check on my gecko because she's still pretty new and stuff. Look over at the smaller bathroom that is upstairs because both of our bathrooms are like right next to each other up there. The door's shut. And I'm like, okay, so he must have gone in there to take a shower because I heard the door shut and I heard it lock. So I go in the reptile room, I come out, and the door's open again. I'm like, oh, okay, that he must have just went in there to go to the bathroom or something. Come downstairs, and then I'm talking to him, and I'm like, wait, you weren't upstairs at all? He hadn't been up there at all. So that's the gist of most of my experiences this week. I did have a little bit of creaking in here while I was watching something, but not really enough to determine whether it was one of our lovely spirits of the house or if it's just something like the house doing some sort of settling. But no, I'll keep you up to date on those.
So, just like I said, just another day here. It's well within that spectrum of things that happen here. Nothing too crazy. In the 3 years I've lived here now, coming up on the anniversary on October 30th. But yeah, so I guess that was the most exciting thing over the week that's happened to her. With me, or give a thumper update. Tonight, when I was going out to check the mail, there 3 of our thumpers, Mrs. and Mr. Thumper and the baby Thumper, they were in a line, which was really cool. as I was coming back up the driveway, they were just kind of linear. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like one was right here, and then another one's right here next to him, and then further back at the edge of the property, just all grazing, doing their thing. So that's our local wild outside bunnies that live here, just for those who don't know that reference. But so saw that. She didn't talk about it, but she got really close to baby Thumper, or one of the Thumpers, the other day. Maybe you want to talk about that, because she inched closer to it, and finally gave up because it started to inch away a little bit. But we got pretty close to it.
That was last night. We were on our way to go to town for our weekly run, and as we were coming out the doors, saw two of them sitting out there, and one of them, I got within a good yard of it before it finally started to. It was alert. You could tell that it was looking at me, and it had its ears perked, ready to run. But for those who don't know, baby Thumper got scared when Eric was running the lawnmower right after my accident. So poor thing was petrified and frozen in a corner. So I held him and petted him and loved on him and told him it was okay. And so he's become a little bit of a domesticated bunny that stays in the yard. So whenever I go out there, for the most part, I can get within a couple of feet. I haven't pushed my luck yet to try and actually touch him. I very well may buy some carrots or something to try and get him to eat out of my hand. And if I do, I will make a video of that. But we shall see.
So, yeah. Other than that, localized here, that's the highlights of this week, really. I'm trying to think of anything else. The garden is producing gourds, finally, because the reptile food and the tortoise garden part of it has been doing great since late spring. I mean, it's thriving. The collard greens, the lettuce, all the food for the reptiles. So I haven't had to buy any produce from the store for the reptiles since probably earlier in May.
No, just crickets.
Yeah, now we're getting into cricket, but that's a different thing. But in terms of the normal stuff I feed, because normally in the wintertime I have to buy more produce for the animals that eat the greens more so. So that's a big bulk of what I have. Tortoises, the turtles, bearded dragons, stuff like that. So, and the erismastics. But what she's mentioning now is really only recently, it's really recent in the scheme of things, but cricket things now she's having to buy. But no, I'm just, for my normal stuff I have, it's so great to have the garden grown stuff. You save money, don't have to buy the store stuff. And now we're having actual pumpkin. I had my first spaghetti squash. I had a small one. It was probably about that big. It wasn't like a full size one, but it was ready, cooked up nicely. I had that one, so my first squash of the season. So that was good. The mansion gives you scary and Disney experiences. Saucer, you're a Snow White creature. Nice.
Oh, God.
There's Emo Bro Zach. I see Bunny. I see him chiming in there. Wasn't sure if he's going to make it or not. He's, like I said at the beginning of the stream, he's hustling. He's focused on his work, and he may or may not be present, but he's at least stopping in to say hello. So, but yeah.
Well, and that's what I was talking about when I originally mentioned Oppenheimer. After the movie, we went to go to Pet Supply Plus to get crickets because my gecko is a picky bitch. I swear all my creatures that are mine are picky like I am. She won't eat freeze-dried food. So, only live food. So, we were running low on crickets and I wanted to get some more, but they were closed. Like, within a couple minutes of us getting there, they had already closed. So I went back the next day to pick some up, and they had no more large crickets. So I got her 50 small ones that we share with the pixie frogs and whoever else would like some. And then yesterday we had to get 50 more of the large ones so that they are well fed and everything throughout the week. But yeah, So I'm still trying to come up with a name for her. Gotta find one that suits her.
Other than that, those are the updates for that. Now, kind of getting the segue of the titles of this particular podcast, getting closer to Gothmas and getting really basically entering our busy season for Paranormal Endeavors. So we have a case this weekend. So it'll be one of those things we'll have to travel a little bit over the next state for it. That's all I can really say right now because it has not happened. So it's private residential, so it's kind of tight-lipped until we're done with that case. Oh, we have that one. I just had a meeting with some of my team, and we're kind of leaning towards not doing public events for the rest of 2023, which is kind of the way we're leaning. I mean, we rarely do public events. Last year we kind of spiked up. It was our first time that we got busy with public events, probably since before pandemic started, where we did multiple. We did the Halloween-a-Palooza. We did SilCon convention, which is actually, they're both coming up soon again. And like I was saying, probably will go and visit SilCon, especially since I'm closer to it. It's only about like 2 hours away from here. Compared to the portion of the team that are still in Iowa. But I did tell them if anyone wants to coordinate with us to go out for the day to visit and stuff, let me know, and they can stay at the mansion. It's just I don't think we'll book a table for 2 days there. And the same with Halloween-a-Palooza this year. Just cutting back, saving money. Public events are nice and all. They can serve their purpose, but they're not my first pick. If you know me for any length of time, I'm not a public events guy. Not great people person, but of the living kind. But public events, they serve purpose. If I had to choose between the two evils of public events, I would say manning the booth at a public event, handing out the business cards, talking about ourselves, showing some of the equipment, talking about experiences. I would choose that over a public investigation. Public investigations are even worse, in my opinion, because you're working with energies and different people that you don't normally work with. You don't know if how they work. Some of them might be tricksters about it. Some of them might have their own attachments associated with them that they bring in, and it's crazy. And 50 people trampling around in the dark and flashlights. No, not my thing. I'm too private investigation focused. I've done it for years that way. I know my people, work with my small team. That's how we handle it. So that's just my take on that. So needless to say, normally it's kind of ironic how these seasonal things happen, but usually around that September through December, early January time is our peak season. Which is funny how it falls that way. You think paranormal stuff, it would, and it does happen all year round. There's one working theory on that is that, as temperatures start to get cooler, people are inside, so they start to notice more. There's that. Then there's another one where, of course, heading into the fall season and Halloween season, it makes people more conscious of the spooks, and so that could help fuel some of it too. I don't know, but the timing of it is always interesting when we start. It might go, spring and summer, not have very many cases, and then fall and early winter, it's like whoop, goes, So, but that's just how it happens sometimes. I can't touch crickets, LOL, says Zach.
I answered him.
What'd you say?
I told him I don't touch them. I use the egg carton thingy that they provide for me when I buy them and knock them in there.
I got her to touch the super worms. She has touched those.
Yeah, and then nope, I'm good.
They don't hurt you. They don't bite.
And that's the funny thing. Normal worms I'm fine with. I can bait my own hook if I'm actually having to fish, which I hate fishing anyways because I feel bad for the fish. But the super worms, because of the fact that they're almost like centipedes, at least that's how they look to me, it grosses me out, and then they freak me out. And the fact that my gecko now has dubia roaches too, I can't touch those. I have to knock those into her tank too.
Yeah, I have to. Of course, it's me that has to do that, so I can touch them. But
Well, luckily I can knock them in there okay.
mm-hmm.
I haven't had to ask you to help me with that just yet.
Yeah, because if you sanitize the tongs, or we get a separate pair, because the other ones are mainly used for the pixies. But anytime we feed something else, so we don't cross-contaminate, we'll have to sanitize those tongs, and we can do it that way if need be. Otherwise, we can get a second pair, which I thought about doing anyway. So yeah, back to our theme of this one. So heading into the spook season here, so Gothmas season again kicking off October 1st. So we're gonna our Gothmas trees will be ready to go. A few extra decorations will make their way out and suddenly appear, and things like that. So yeah, we're excited about that. I know Zach is planning to be home. Maybe not by this. He's not going to hit the start off of it and the premiere of it, but some point in the month of October, he's hoping to be back to experience some of it before he has to leave again.
This will be my first Gothmas here.
Yeah, her first Gothmas, because long ago, 2018 more so to be exact, I gave up on the normie holiday, what I call it, of Christmas, and that's fine. Celebrate it, do whatever. Some people, do that's fine.
Some of us have kids that you have no choice but to celebrate it.
Yeah, there's that too. That's whatever. Personally here, though, we're a Gothmas mansion, so that's just how it is there. I don't do anything special for actual December 25th. I joked around with my day job bosses, and I said, if you guys were open or let me work that day and I would get holiday pay, I would work, because Christmas is just another day to me, and it's just how it is. Some of us view it that way. People that are either too much so judgy or holiday shaming because you're not celebrating Christmas, it's one of those. I ran into that one time at Walmart of all places, where I was wearing a green skull black shirt. It had green skulls on it, and I wear it. You know the one. I've worn it before.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady came up to me and just like, that doesn't look very Christmassy of you. I was like, I bit my tongue, and I said, that's what I want to wear. I could have said, well, not all of us celebrate Christmas, ma'am. Or, hey, maybe I could have been like, I'm Krampus in disguise. Get the hell away from me. So, I don't know. But it's just one of those things. It's just funny. But Lupita says, great, Zach. Yep. So, that's kind of our thing. So, we'll probably do more Gothmas themed live streams for creatures as we get closer to that month, including like one we did last year. I remember Zach remembers this, where we but this time if you're reading one, Zach, choose one that's shorter. We did out by a fire, told scary stories, that kind of thing. The one story he chose is very long and drug on. We're like, okay, got to it. So probably choose a different one. We'll probably plan it ahead, because that was a little bit more short-term, spontaneous when we did that. We're like, hey, let's do that. And I did it I took out the violin and went back there, so each time that he was reading a moment that got eerie in the story, then I would do some eerie thing to give kind of a musical composition with it. So we did that as one of the things. That was kind of funny. And then our Halloween edition creatures of the night, we dressed up in different things. I can't even remember what Zach dressed up as. I was the emo screamo banana, so it was a combination hybrid of the Scream character in the banana costume that I had my best friend Zach
please tell me there's
best
a
friend
picture of
Colton
that
wear.
somewhere.
So, well, it's back in my pictures. If you go creep my page on Facebook, it's in my photos.
I guess I'm gonna have to go through and creep.
So we did that. Just a bunch of random things like that. Maybe remember Finn Wolfhart's birthday at 12/23 and my sister's 12/19. No Christmas. Well, and fun fact, 12/19 of 1997 was the premiere, I believe, of Titanic when it came out for original theaters. So that's my nerdy contribution. Okay, well, with that, I don't want to say too much more about Gothmas plans, because I don't even know completely what all themed things will do, but that's just the basics of what we generally do. But I am hoping to have a little bit more decor out, including renewing each of the candles that we have there on timers in the window, because I'm missing them. I haven't replaced batteries in them for some time now, but it gives the front of the mansion that just kind of cool look, like you can see in the windows here in the photo in the background. And these candles on here, so it just kind of gives that cool look. So
I mean, there's no rule that says we can't start creepily putting stuff out early.
right.
Just
Well,
saying.
those ones are actually a little bit more year round. Batteries cost much, so I'm broke bitch. So that's the reason why for those. A bunch of double A's. I think they take 12 to 16 double A's total, so that's $20-$30 of batteries, something like that. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Because I don't want to use the generic brand, because with batteries you kind of do get what you pay for, and those don't last as long. So I don't get the Great Value brand, Walmart brand batteries, or the Dollar General brand, because they just are crap. And I want to be able to use them in the equipment for my Paranormal Endeavors team and make sure they last. And there's some of the equipment that we like, the Spirit Interceptor, the little ROV remote vehicle that I have. The cameras for that need a little bit more high energy battery, and not the cheapies, because they just don't work that well or last long. So wore black Hellfire Club shirt. Oh, that's right, you wore your Hellfire Club shirt. Hey Jay, have you not played the new update yet? We're going back to the gaming reference for those who don't know. I have not, and I plan to do at least a little YouTube recording before I get onto Twitch tonight of me loading up the game, doing that brief update, and choosing my badge, the one that will stick with you forever.
I set up my badge last night.
She got on just for that. That's it. Neither of us have actually played. We've been studying and watching other players, because the downside when a game does a massive update like this is that there's going to be a lot of bugs and things to work out that will be annoying as hell. Like the smudge sticks not working completely the way they're supposed to. That's kind of detrimental.
Jay, are you not playing with us tonight?
So it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like kind of a bummer. So it's kind of nice in a way, depending how long, like you want to get in there. It's a catch-22. You want to get in there and experience it for yourself, start leveling up. But at the same time, you kind of want to ease into it and kind of watch others struggle and figure out the bugs first, because the knowledge is the power kind of thing. So it's kind of one of those catch-22 things. I don't want to wait forever until they have all the bugs fixed. That could be, Lord knows, weeks, months from now.
By the time the next update, but the update after that.
Right, yeah. So that's our status on that. But anyway, nice Titanic premiere, and I remember 12/15 for the Force Awakens premiere. Star Wars: The Stranger Things Christmas, only one I like. Jay says, let me know how it is, bro. And we need to buy more candles for the rest of the other windows. They do tally up a bit in their price too, because I like the ones that have the timers on them. That's the ones that I have now, where they're 6 hours on and 18 hours, or no, whatever the math is. 24 hours in a day minus 6. So then 18, I guess, or whatever, then that's off. So it's off all day back to whenever they're on again. So it just saves a little bit of battery. So yeah, Jay, I'm assuming you're not being able to join us tonight by that. I know she asked.
I didn't get a reply though, so.
Okay. He could be busy with his Escape from Tarkov. He's been playing that, I know. Or he had been, I don't know. So, looking forward to your holiday spirit. Yeah. Alternative holidays. So, I heard that. I think it was the frogs kicking.
No.
Oh, was it behind you? No, I thought I heard it from over here. Like the rocks shifting.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you looked over there. I thought you heard it too. Every time our clawed frogs move, they freak out. They kick the rocks around, and it sound, it's like rocks moving under the water kind of sound.
Which is extra
That's
funny,
what happened.
like in the middle of the night when we're not expecting it, and they're just like, they spaz out.
Well, their light had probably did just turn on, so they do freak out when the light turns on. It's also on a timer. We love our timers around here. No, won't be on. Not been home for the past few days. Well, have, but not been staying. So have no. Okay. All right. Well, see you whenever. And keep in mind to get started. Our plan tonight, when we do switch over to that, we'll probably do the weekly challenge again because the game did reset. So that's probably a simple, easier way to start off to get some bank and some level immediately.
You get $5,000 now instead of 3,000, so
Yeah.
that's also 5,000 XP.
Yep.
And it's the tortoise and the hare one that we did
Yes,
already.
that
so.
one again. So we'll have that. Yeah.
Easy money.
So.
Although it is that, what is it, Blaisdell
Yeah.
farmhouse?
Mm-hmm. So we'll probably end up doing that once we do get on there. And I don't know if you caught the beginning of it, but I mentioned we do have actual paranormal investigation real life with my team this weekend. And we may or may not, depending on how busy location that we have planned out, might do another hunt for the kind of spin-off for Peculiar Encounters. Hunt or Hunted. Ooh. So. And I hope to release some actual clip footage from that real soon. I know it's going to be one of those coming soon things that'll probably last for a few weeks, but you know.
Yeah, and even
eventually.
though me and Zach have helped with it, even we don't know a lot of what
Right.
he's done. He's kept it very, very hush-hush.
Released a few clips from the soundtrack of it, and then that first soundtrack clip from that creepy lullaby one did have an image screenshot, if you remember, from the entity showing itself in the summoning circle. That's the most in terms of like footage teaser from it without it actually being a promo trailer or actual footage from it. So
Ever since we recorded that, it's gotten stuck in my head. Just at random points
Mm-hmm.
during the day.
yeah. So all right, well, let's see. Any other thoughts that you have?
I don't think so.
I'm waiting on something to be delivered today, but I'm not sure. It's just running behind, so I'm gonna like checking my phone every once in a while, see, because it would come in handy not just with the hunts that we do for that thing, but also I could wear it to our real investigation because it's a side holster bag kind of thing that's gothic. That would look really nice. I can actually carry equipment in it, not just in my pockets when we're working on with my real team. Let me see here. Too bad game currency isn't real currency. Hope cryptocurrency changes that. Yeah, I know, right? Good evening, Mr. and Mistress. The night. Good night to all watching too. Don't forget to read or close it. There it is. So.
I was waiting for it. I knew it would be coming soon.
That's up to you if you have something to read.
I don't have anything
Okay.
prepared. It was a Hearst song that I don't know where it disappeared to because I sent it to him at one point for like 2 weeks ago, but he ended up doing something different. So I don't even know where that one's at.
Yeah.
Lupita, I will try for next week to find something.
There you go.
Or if you come across short things, nothing super long because we don't want to spend 5 minutes reading something. But you come across some things and you shoot it my way, I will keep it compiled on a list so we can go through and look at them and see if it's something that we want to do. But with how the new setup and everything is for the computer, it's harder for him to be able to get an instrument and play something like he used to.
Well, it might be one of those things, like I said, you check out the new music sample released for the Peculiar Encounters Hunt or Hunted. That's, again, I guess, a best we can give you right now for before the weekend. However, like I said, as it's kind of nice weather, take the tortoises out to graze on that a little patch of grass out there. I might live stream that on Facebook. Then any 1 minute challenges, I kind of want to do another one of them soon. I have a couple ideas for that, and or just playing something also just on Facebook for it. But yeah, playing an instrument and Creatures of the Night kind of thing. it's not going to be a regular thing. It might be easier just to do kind of a live stream mobilely in the music room itself or something like that. So, I see what you did there. So, okay, well, I think with that, tapped out on that. More to come on. I can maybe do a recap on how the case went, very vaguely again. We don't talk about our cases in depth, especially as it's still ongoing. Even if we have an investigation and the date of the physical investigation is passed, we still are tight-lipped in terms of certain things just because we're still doing evidence review and the case is not closed yet. So there's that. But yeah, this sometime, I promise, I'll try to get on and do some kind of a music thing, or at the very minimum, another 1-minute challenge. Which, yeah, I don't even want to say the idea that I have for that I've been itching to get back to, because it's one version I've done before, but I want to do it in a different version now. That's all I'm going to say. I know it doesn't give you very much, but it is, originally that one was a cover arrangement from a popular...
This is him trying not to say but really wanting to
popular
say
theme of something. Yeah. And then as we get closer to Gothmas season, maybe it'll be cover performances or 1-minute challenges of typical themes of horror-related things. Like, again, wouldn't mind doing one of the Silent Hill songs again. That was nice. Maybe I'll do another, with my baby grand in there. I've done it in the past, but I can always do one that's even better because it's been a couple of years since I did that one. But do Sally's song. I could do that one again.
Yes, please. He knows I love the piano. I love when he plays the piano. So that plus it being Sally.
Mm-hmm. Now that I'm not working on a huge major musical project, because the 17th anniversary one was my last one on, all my resources aren't exactly tied down to that now, but I am working on, as we're getting into the Paranormal Endeavors busier season, there's going to be a few more pieces and musical scores for that I'm going to have to direct my attention to. So there you go. See, you're taking notes? So she wants you to
she's talking for you to read it
short
tonight.
notes and read with some expression next time.
No, she's telling you to read that now, not next time.
I don't know how this thing got wheels on it. I don't get it because I'm not big on doing that. I'm being honest right now. The reading thing is not so much me. If Sasha wants to, it's fine.
Don't.
If
put
Zach
me in there.
Zach wants to when he joins us, that's fine. But yeah, it's not a normal regular thing we do. So. Okay, with that note, I think we'll sign off here, and hopefully everyone enjoys their weekend and stay cool wherever you are. I know there's some areas, it's cooled off a little bit more here. It's still warm, but it could be worse. So hopefully as we're getting into the fall season, we are, hopefully it's better and there's relief to those who need it. So, all right, everyone. Peace, rock on. Until next time, some creatures of the night.
Bye.